What is going on, man? Then what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Sunderland versus Arsenal. We're back. Only Fact Sports. We got the merch. We got the tea ready. We're here. Low calorie snacks, everything, and we're ready for Arsenal against Sunderland. Do you know what I'm saying? Looking for another clean sheet on the road away from home. Shane was live earlier for the dramatic Tottenham versus Man United game. What an entertaining game that was. Low quality game, not gonna lie, like low quality game, but lots of entertainment. And Arsenal are regularly criticised for not playing the most entertaining football. But listen, if we win games, we win games. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather win games in a boring manner. And I don't even think we win games in a boring manner. But even if we do, I'd rather we win games in a boring manner than we lose games in an entertaining manner, or we draw games in an entertaining manner. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to them lot earlier. And Richarlison taking another big L. Do you know what I'm saying? He got the flick off the goal, went and took his top off, celebrated like he scored the winner. It was a deflected goal. We didn't even score it on purpose. No tech or skill required from him. And then he went and celebrated like a madman, all to just have it be discounted from Mateus De Ligt. Do you know what I mean? A good goal from Mateus De Ligt as well. Good mentality, good goal for him right at the death. So 2-2 for them. Now we're live. Sunderland versus Arsenal. Arsenal trying to maintain, a little bit of breathing space at the top of the table. Man City is playing Liverpool tomorrow. Man City are the closest in the pack to us right now. Liverpool still, in my opinion, not out of it, not by a long stretch. We've got a January transfer window to come. We know that there's a good chance that Man City will probably invest in January in some way, shape, or form. Liverpool, if they can get Isak and Ekatike both firing, it's going to be longer. They've got goal scorers in their team. Anything can happen. Big up to AT as well. Do you know what I mean? He's here to hate, as he always is. Do you know what I'm saying? But let me get into the starting 11 and see what I go on. But if they can draw tomorrow, and I might actually go live for the game tomorrow, Man City versus Liverpool. If they can draw tomorrow, and Arsenal could win today, we can just create a little bit of extra breathing space. Do you know what I'm saying? My boy sent me some meme earlier. He's a Chelsea fan. Sent me some AI reel of like, oh, here's Arsenal's trophy room. Look at all these community shields that we've got. I was like, brother, your fans count the Club World Cup as majors. And he said to me, no, we don't. No, we don't. I said, bro, you got to come on my live and chat to these Chelsea man, because do you know what I'm saying? They definitely do. We are live tonight. Yes. Lubin versus Ortiz, or Ortiz versus Lubin. We are live for that tonight, 100%. We're going live about 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think the fight will be on until 3:34, but we're going to go live at 2 just to chat to the man then. What we're doing is we're going to start using some of these boxing lives to chat about other topics that we might not be able to get to on the podcast. We're going to talk about Dana White and the gambling scandal and all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. So we live from like 2ish, and then we'll cover that card. So yeah, we're going to be live tonight. Starting 11 for Arsenal. The same starting 11, really. Do you know what I'm saying? David Raya, Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, Jurian Timber, Rice, Zubamendi, Eze. Nice to see Eze locking down at 10 position. Obviously, Erdegaard out injured. Trossard, Marino, and Saka. Saka has looked a little bit off it last couple games. He looks to be carrying an injury, and I believe that if we had other wingers, he probably wouldn't be starting, but he's just going to have to do what he can and get through this game, because realistically, it's one of them things that, we've got a good break. We've got a lot of attacking options out injured. And if he can just get through this game, we can pick up 3 points, then happy days. We can get through the international break and hopefully get some players coming back. When did I say it was bigger than the Prem or the Champs? I said it will be on that level soon, but not right now. No, I didn't say that you said that. You just said that you counted it as a major. I'm not saying a major is bigger than the Prem, but a major honor. Do you know what I'm saying? So when we're counting up trophies, we're counting major honors. What major honors have you won? And in my opinion, a Club World Cup does not count as a major honor. And for you, it obviously does. Do you know what I'm saying? So fair play to you. Do you know what I'm saying? In the stat I was using, I know, but I'm saying a lot of people, it's controversial. In the world of football, a lot of people don't count it. A lot of people don't count it in the world of football. Some people do, some people don't. It's just one of them things. Some people do, some people don't. Do you know what I'm saying? What have we got to talk about? We've got to talk about, not right now, but later on, we're going to have to talk about Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan, because he's crashing out on a madness. He's just, his head's gone. His head's spinning, absolutely spinning. We've got to talk about Dana White and his betting scandal. We've got to talk about better stuff. On the bench, attacking wise, all we've really got is Wanieri, Dauman, and Anus. So, what Ronaldo was saying in the interview, he did his last interview with Ronaldo's press. Bro, you might not seen it. In his last interview, 2020, he said, "My dream is to win the World Cup." Then obviously Messi won the World Cup. Now in this 2025, said, "Oh, I'm not bothered about the World Cup. The World Cup's not that serious. You only have to win 6 or 7 games to win the World Cup. Like anyone can win it." He said the Saudi league is harder to score than the Spanish league. He said the Saudi league is harder to score than the Spanish league, and it's a top league. Just all this kind of stuff, like stuff that's obviously like manipulating the facts and the figures for himself. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's so shameless. Is my chair up as high? There you go. He's so shameless. Like it's just like just really like silly stuff that obviously is just not true, but it's stuff that fits his narrative. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's poor, man. Honestly, poor interview. Like you can just see Messi's just rattled his head terribly. What else is there? What else did he say? He said about David Beckham. He said that David Beckham's got a pretty face, but if you look at the rest of him, he's not that attractive. And if you look at me, Ronaldo, like I'm perfect. Every part of me is perfect. He's having like a mental breakdown, bro. Big man thing. Some man shouldn't be billionaires. He's having a mental breakdown. Samson said, "Of course, it's harder for him to score now that he's washed." Do you know what I mean? True, but he ain't got that self awareness. I mean, he don't realize like he's slowing down. He don't have that self awareness. He just really thinks like I'm the top guy. That he really believes that. Yep. His throwing shots at Pele. He said, "I've scored nearly 1,000 goals, and all my goals are on camera. Not like certain players, their goals aren't on camera." Like, why are you beefing with Pele? Isn't Pele dead? You're alive and a billionaire, and you're beefing with man that are dead. That don't make sense. Come on, my bro. You're beefing man that are dead, bro. Yeah, exactly. It's actually sad. It's actually sad to see someone at that level of success struggling to deal with life. Just struggling to deal with life. Just everyday life. We're all gonna get older. It is what it is. He's just struggling, bro. His head's gone. I'm pretty sure he did, yeah. That's why I'm thinking he's dead. Because I'm pretty sure 2022. Yeah. Pele died in 2022. So you're beefing and throwing subliminal messages at a man that died 3 years ago. For what? Yeah, he was. But I think we all thought he might grow out of it, or like his achievements. Like he's got the achievements of one of the greatest players of all time. He's just not the greatest player of all time. Yeah. He's a billionaire. He looks like a fucking model. He is a model. He's got everything. His life is perfect. Like he has as perfect a life as you can possibly imagine. He's got such clout. He's so famous. He's got everything, and he just can't deal with. He's so. You know, it reminds me of a little bit. It's a bit of a mad one, but see Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs had to beat his brother's girl just because in his mind he's so focused on what he doesn't have, and he can't focus on what he does have. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you lot know I'm friends with like Rants. I don't look at Rants and think, "Oh, look at the subscribers he's got. I don't have that." It's like a motivational thing. Okay, if I keep doing my thing, we'll get there. He has us on his show, but I don't focus my life on what I don't have. Like that's some mental health issue thing. It's mad, bro. His crying after he missed the pen, and everyone had to console him, like they wouldn't make it. Like they wouldn't make it if they didn't, bro. The need to be the center of attention constantly is actually mad. Like it's nice to be the center of attention at times, but the need for it to constantly be that way is crazy. But yeah, we got Arsenal versus Sunderland right now. I'm trying to do these the visual overlays because Shane didn't do it. Shane didn't do it. He did it. He did it for the Man United game, but he didn't change it back. So I need to do the little logo thing for the overlays. Hopefully Sunderland ain't scoring. Shaka was talking about if he would celebrate if he scores against us. Hopefully he just don't score against us. Period. And then we ain't even got to worry about that. Where are we? Bear with me a second. Why can't I find a transparent logo for these, man? That one's not transparent either. Bloody hell. There's Granite Xhaka, the boy. I love Granite Xhaka as well. Like I'm one of them, man. I didn't want to sell him at the time that we sold him. I understand why we did, but I actually didn't want to. If I'm totally honest, but it is what it is. We'll see how he turns up today. Ronaldo's pride won't let him retire. Facts. Big up Nick, AT. Mustafa, what are you saying? How do you feel about that draw earlier? Samson as well. I'm pretty sure you're a Man United fan. Talk to me about the draw earlier. Fuming draw after Spurs second half. Amarin cost us. Props to Shane for turning up. Yeah, 100%. I woke up. Yeah, I didn't even think he was going to turn up. I woke up and saw he was live. I was like, oh, okay. 100%. They'll always be better. They'll always be sitting there bitter and disrespecting the new generation of players and Yamal or whoever it is. 100%. That's just the kind of person he is. I thought we did well for 80 minutes. Still 5 unbeaten, which is crazy. Yeah. AT's going 2-1 Sunderland. I don't know if he really believes that. Mustafa going 2-1 Arsenal. I'll take a 2-1. Sunderland are one of the form teams in the league. And they're not dead. They're not terrible. Obviously, the narrative is, they've recently come up, but they're not actually terrible. F-Techs are in the building as well. Yeah, all the man them are turning up. Love to see it. And then, like I say, we're going to be live in the early hours for the boxing if anyone's around. If you're not, I won't hold it against you because it's going to be early hours in the morning still. I can't believe that I can't find a transparent Sunderland logo. It's all Shane's fault. Shane was supposed to do this. There we go. Found one. Boom. And then we must have an Arsenal one somewhere. About to kick off in a second. And then we can get this show on the road. I think we should go, I think 3-1. Do want Arsenal to score. And I do think that Sunderland at their ground will be very, very difficult to sort of beat in a fashion where they kind of quit. They won't quit. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that we keep scoring goals because they will keep going late, and there's a good chance they'll score late goals. They will not allow their fans and stuff behind them will not just allow them to kind of take their foot off the gas. So I think it's got to be 3-1. Ishmael said Shaka winner. Ishmael thinks that Shaka's going to score an own goal, blood, because that's the only way he's scoring the winner. Like that. You must be scoring an own goal and working for us. There we go. Boom. I did it. Professional performance from us. Yeah, I think so. I called the Forest result last week. This week it's this one. It could be a slippery one for us. It could be. It definitely could be. This is not an easy ground to go to. And they will be well up for this as well. This will be the thing is, like, they will feel that they probably can't sustain the type of form they've had all season. They will feel like it might slip away. But if they can beat an Arsenal team that's on good form, that would indicate that they can maintain it all season. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's see what they do. You know, Burnley came out and really played football against us, and they didn't make it easy, and we were able to get through that as well. So I just want to get out of here. No injuries. I think that we should see a goal from Eze. I'm feeling a little cheeky Timber goal, you know. I'm feeling Nigerian Timber goal. But I can see Shaka scoring. I called that from last season. Ndai's a player. A proper player. He's a player. Seriously. But he's actually a cold baller. He's got an old school style as well. That Ndai. He's got like an old school style. Like he's a winger that wants to run it, man. And obviously these days, there's not too many wingers that want to do that. So it puts fullbacks on their back foot. We've had 2 away games, 2 draws. We struggle away mainly. Yeah, true. That was the talk before the game, that you lot are not good on the road. But Spurs are not really good at home. So I wouldn't say meaty. He's not meaty, but it's not big levels. However, this Arsenal team, obviously we get a lot of criticism for playing boring. It's not a team where you're gonna have someone who looks outstanding. You could argue that no one, Rice, Gabriel, a lot of man, apart from them two, most of the team don't look outstanding. They're very industrious. They're very. If we win the league, we may win the league with a lot of 6 or 7 out of 10 performances, not 8s and 9s and 10s. We don't really have that, you know. But it works. Everyone's performing at a 6 or a 7 on an individual level. Do you know what I'm saying? I think an Eze goal today as well. He's very direct, like Mbuemo, but he's more low sock. Low sock. More Tepman said low sock. Yeah, he looks like a Villa. He looks like a Villa player. But Villa have been disappointing, man. Villa have been very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Who will buy Jadon Sancho? Bruv, no one's buying Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is going to go out to America to play football and got to pay off his debts to them prostitutes in America. That's what it is. We're off. We've got Big Mikel Merino up top. Like the video as well, man. And we know Sunderland are going to be trying to get at this Arsenal team. It's going to be a tough game because we've not been. My baller fell off. So, bro, 100%. He's going MLS, bro. He's got MLS written all over him, bro. I told you, man. Light skin, man. Most light skin ballers don't have the testicular fortitude for top level football, bro. They don't, bro. Them man all fall off. Big man thing. He'll go Saudi. Nah, bro. He can't be beating hookers in Saudi. You know, like that. He can't be taking Sweetie and then girls to Saudi. He wants the lifestyle. He don't want the money. He wants the lifestyle. That's what it is. It's good pressing from Arsenal early. We've made their goalkeeper go long, and then once they go long, we're pretty good in the air. And that goal kick, actually, the keeper's not the best kicker of the ball. So if you can force the goalkeeper into going long, we should be good. Sunderland pressing David Raya. Now, to be fair, they just did the same thing to our keeper and pressed him into kicking the ball out for a throw as well. And here we go. Sunderland going to look for a long throw early, get that ball in the box. I'm a little bit worried about transition. Do you know what I'm saying? Testicular, bro. It's facts, bro. Sancho don't want it no more. But do you know what it is, yeah? Universal Credit ain't paying him football wages. So he's just going to have to play football for wherever he can make the most money. And that might be America. The ref is running over. Oh, his flag. I thought something happened. I can say it already. I think the liner has broken his flag or something. English refs, why are English refs so bad? Like, not now, but like when I was watching Champions League midweek, the only game that had a controversial refereeing decision was the one with Anthony Taylor refereeing. He's defo our worst signing other than Anthony, who's cooking for Betis. I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. Long throw comes in. Arsenal get the header first, as you'd expect. Good challenge from Rice. Timber caught on his heels, but he wins it back. Jurriën Timber, that's brilliant from Timber. Great strength from Jurriën Timber. I did see an interview with Frimpong that said that Jurriën Timber is like incredibly strong. That he's just so strong. Anthony Taylor robbed club. Yeah, Anthony Taylor's he's a crook, bro. But Esteval's levels above Sancho. Top 3 TV shows. The Wire is always going to be number 1. I can tell you now, Shane's top 2 are Peaky Blinders and Snowfall. They're his top 2. Terrible choices, in my opinion. Awful. We've won that ball. We've come away with it. Rice finds Trossard. Can he find Rice again? He can't. We're going to need Rice. Rice is going to need a big game because we don't have wingers with a lot of legs. Saka can have legs, but like I say, he's playing like he's carrying a bit of a knock, in my opinion. They're really pressing this back line really, really well. Now we find Saka. Let's see what he's got. Good play from Saka, to be fair. Marino does really well. Marino does well. Saka looks a little bit sharp because, like I say, he's been carrying a knock and he hasn't got anyone to replace him. So they're going to need him to be really sharp, at least early. 9 goals in 17 appearances for club and country for Mikel Marino. I'd love to see him score again today as well. Sancho will be chilling in Westways in 2 years. 100%, bro. 100%. With a Range Rover Defender and that, bro. Big man thing. All his whips are going to be 24 plates because that's the last big paycheck he's going to get, like that. Ahmad, great cross today for Mbuemo, who's short. Ahmad's a decent player still. I think Sancho is more one of those players who would be elite if they don't make money. If you give them a little bit of money, they self-destruct. I think there's that. I also think that he needs to be away from major cities. He needs to, he can't play for a London club. London, Manchester, allow it. Ship him off to Dortmund, ship him off to Hamburg, ship him off to somewhere where there's not the distractions. I've seen a few Rice with a long throw. Going to get a cross in? That's a poor cross from Rice, to be fair. He's tried to rush it. Arsenal like a slow, controlled game, and the first thing Sunderland are doing is making this game very fast-paced. Good strength from Declan Rice. He didn't win the ball there, though. Ball over the top. Calafiori does well. Sunderland are doing really well to make this game fast-paced, which is not really what Arsenal want to do. It's what Burnley want, but was what Burnley did as well, and Arsenal are going to try and get the ball and slow it down so they can take real good control of the game. The thing is with the high press, the pitch is so massive. It's not basketball. You can't press like that for a long time. It's a great touch from Trossard. Trossard finds Eze. And now look, the whole Sunderland team is in their 18-yard box. Other than their striker, the whole team's in the box. Trossard does get a cross in there. Mikel Marino's gone down. And he's holding his head. Mikel Marino does get into a lot of battles, to be fair. Yeah, just while the ref's sorting out Mikel Marino, and they're calling for medical treatment here. I've seen a few players, ex-players, talk about the fact that not everyone can play in London. When you go to London, there's just too many distractions. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's gyal everywhere. There's gyal, there's nightclubs, everything everywhere. But if you come from let me think of an academy. Say like Kieran Trippier, he come through Burnley's academy. Do you know what I'm saying? He come through Burnley. There's not a lot in Burnley. There's not a lot there. Even if you're a multi-millionaire, what are you going to do in Burnley? Do you know what I'm saying? You can drive to other cities and that, but, there's not a lot of distractions. You come to London, there's gyal from all over the world that come to London looking for footballers and rich men and ballers and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was thinking of an academy, Mustafa, that's not in a major city. If you come from an academy that's not in London, obviously Hale End is in Hertfordshire, Cobham's in Surrey, but like broadly speaking, you're in and around London. Being a multi-millionaire in London with all the women, all the clubs, all the distractions is totally different to being a multi-millionaire in a different city. Do you know what I'm saying? If you've come from, you know, a city where it's kind of quiet, do you know what I'm saying? It's totally different. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with Samson, what he said here. I think that if he's making too much money and if he's in a place that's too busy, because the reality is he's going to bug out. Because the reality is his best time was at Dortmund. Game of Thrones, yes, yep. I actually want to do a reaction channel. You know, I'm actually want to do a film and TV or film or TV reaction channel. However, I'm big into films and TV, so I've seen bare stuff. They're patching up Mikel Marino. I think there was a little bit of an elbow in his head, but I don't think they're going to give that as a pen or anything like that. But Mikel Marino is a warrior and gets into the wars. And I actually said to Ricky yesterday when we were talking about the game, I said, Mikel Marino is one of them players that will not get rattled. He's an unrattleable player. The problem I have with the reaction channel thing is that I've seen season 1 of the Penguin, but not the whole thing. I really want to watch all of it before the new Batman movie comes out because I thought the first Batman movie was hard. But I want someone to do the reaction channel with because I've seen bare stuff. I want someone who's into TV but doesn't have the time to watch all the stuff to watch like Game of Thrones with me and The Wire and all that kind of stuff. Shane just don't have the time, so it won't be Shane, but it will be someone else. So that is something I also want to work on because I love film, I love TV, I love to do something like that. And the Penguin's dope, and Colin Farrell's performance was dope as well. Let me get through some of the older comments. At, he isn't even Villa's best winger. Dark. Why did he even join us? 350k too. But that's why he joined you. He joined you for the money. That's the reality, bruv. No one at Dortmund don't pay money like United do. So that's just what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? He was our best winger last season, but I can't defend this, bruh, after this. But he's one of them, man, bro. He's gonna sign for anyone and look cold in the first couple months, and then he's just gonna bug out. I'm hoping Marino doesn't have to get subbed off because, like I say, all we have is Wanyeri and Dowman, and we don't really want to bring these youngsters into these games, into these high pressure, especially like physical games like this early. The camera's showing them, but I don't think that Marino's going to get subbed off now. I think he's going to take a second and then crack on. Surely for someone like Sancho, who's from a poor area in London, his priority is to make the most money from his career. Yes, but how do you make the most money from your career? Do you know what I'm saying? The best way to make the most money from your career, in my opinion, is to be professional and keep working hard. Even if you're on 250, 300, 350, 400, you keep working hard. You know, I know Arsenal fans always suck off Saka, but you look at Saka, to be fair, you look at Cole Palmer, you look at some of these men, they get big wages, but they keep going. They keep pushing. They have like a real mentality situation. With Sancho, it's with different people are different. It might not be good for him to make 350, maybe 100, 150, and being somewhere like Dortmund where it's a bit quiet and there's not distractions. You know, you look at, I think Palmer's in a long-term relationship, Saka's in a long-term relationship. There was a bit of a joke in the Arsenal camp that whenever players signed for Arsenal, they would end up getting married shortly after. Arteta likes players that are settled. Jesus has got married since he's been at Arsenal. Gabriel's got married. Ben White's got married. Ramsdale got married when he was here. He's like, we like very settled people if you're going for titles and stuff. And I do think that Sancho does not fit a club where it's too competitive. I thought someone like Villa, like a kind of mid-table, upper mid-table, could do well for him. Maybe somewhere like a Brighton or something like that, but somewhere where he's going to have to fight because you could go for the biggest wages possible. It's not even like him being from a poor area. Even if he's rich, they want the biggest wages possible. Rich people want money just as much as poor people do. Went back to BVB, looked like one of the best winners in Europe and reached the UCL final and came to us and did well. I think Dortmund is the best thing for him. 80, he cooked Nuno Mendes. I thought he's back. If Rashford made it out Barca, who knows what will happen for Sancho? Rashford was never as bad as Sancho though. Rashford didn't fall off. Like, yeah, I agree with what Mustafa's saying. Rashford's mentality is much better. Rashford wants to play with Yamal. Rashford's mentality is much better. His career's had ups and downs, but Rashford's mentality has been a level above Sancho's for a long time, 100%. Rashford was considered like one of the main people for England at one point. Like, You know, he plays for one of the biggest pressure clubs in. Rashford's only played for Manchester United his whole career. That's a high pressure club to play for, no matter how good or shit they are. It's always high pressure. When you go and play for Dortmund as a young winger, the pressure just isn't quite there. Timber coming forwards. Can we find Trossard? We can't quite find Trossard. We find Marino instead. And again, Arsenal just looking to take the sting out of the game, take the pace out of the game a little bit. And straight away, you can see Sunderland as they tried a little flip ball over the top, but Marino wasn't ready for it. But you can see Sunderland is so defensive. Saka should have pounced on that a bit quicker. Good work from Eze. Good work from Eze. Can we pick that up? We do pick that up. Zubamendi, what can we do? Again, Eze trying a little bit of a speculative ball into the box. Marino hasn't really gambled for headers the last two balls that have been in the box. They haven't been great quality balls, to be fair, but obviously he's just had a head injury, so I don't know if balls in the box for him are going to be the best thing right now. And again, you can see all the Sunderland, every single Sunderland player back in their box. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 6 of them in their box, but they're all camped behind the ball. Trossard chops the defender, looks for a cross. Oh, and Gabriel's brought down on the edge of the box. This could be direct free kick territory. I wonder if Rice will have a look at this. I think regardless, he's likely done at the highest level. I agree. His style of play is more youthful. The older he gets, the less he'll be able to play. Also, the top teams, a lot of top teams play transition football. You need to be athletic. You need to be very, very fast and athletic to play transition football. And he's not that type of player. Same reason Donny van de Beek struggled, and a lot of those guys struggled. Unless you're playing at a very, very good team like a Barcelona and you really dominate the ball, it's going to be long. He'd have to be a lot more disciplined. He'd have to be a lot fitter as well. Sancho wasn't given the chance when Rashford was dying. Yeah, but even in Rashford's worst period at United, it was him and Bruno that were the two top goal scorers. So it's difficult, even if he's not playing to the level you know he can, it's still difficult to drop your best goal scorer. Rice is looking to set up over this free kick. Pep, Klopp, Fergie always encourage their players to settle down. I guess it makes sense now. 100%, bro. You don't want a party boy. Look at Rashford. Rashford's falling out with the manager. Rashford's out clubbing in fucking China White in Birmingham the day before a game and stuff like that. You don't want that. You do not want that. You need to be focused. You need to be. Do you know what I mean? Especially in this day and age. In the old Fergie days, the media was horrible, but not as intrusive as it is now with social media, where people just take a picture of you and put it up on Instagram right now. It looks like Rice is going to go direct for this free kick, you know. I don't know if he can recreate the magic from Madrid. Let's see. He does go direct. Oh, it's a good free kick as well. It's not in. Keeper makes a good save, but that was a good free kick, to be fair. I shouldn't have doubted him, really. The way Rice has been on set pieces, I shouldn't really have doubted him. Goes up and over the wall. It's a decent free kick. Could have been a little bit more power, but that is a decent free kick. Yeah, I get that. I do get Rashford. Listen, Nick, you talking about bro? Yeah, bro. But I don't know if he's out injured or what. But yeah, Rashford's in America at basketball games. Rashford is spotted at China White in Birmingham the day before a game. Like all sorts, all sorts. I'm not serious. But Rashford also had a lot of loyalty from the fans. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been at the academy for a long time. He's got like he'd established himself to have a strong United fan base before he started moving crazy. Sancho didn't even establish that fan base, blood. He just turned up and started moving crazy straight away. I'd be very disappointed to see some of that behaviour from Bukayo Saka, for example. Do you know what I mean? Just using him as an example because he's the only academy player we currently have in the starting 11. Anybody else has kind of come here from a different club, but you know, it's a good throw from Timber, and it goes for a corner. Arsenal's first corner. It's a decent tackle from Siddiqui because I felt like Saka could have been in there. You look at when you see the close-ups of the players. I just saw a close-up of Siddiqui. Obviously, he's not tired because he's a professional athlete, but he's already blowing. Pause. Like his breathing is already far heavier than Eze or Gabriel or any of these players because they're doing so much running. And this is the thing with when they try to press us, they can't maintain it for a long period of time. Here comes the Arsenal's first corner, though. This could be one of the ways we try a slightly different corner. It doesn't go in the box. That's not a great shot. It's a good idea, though. He tried to play it to the edge of the box, get Rice to take a shot quickly, but couldn't quite, the angle wasn't quite right for him to pull the trigger straight away. I like Arsenal, in my opinion, have got to grips with this game pretty quick. They saw that what Sunderland were going to try and do, and already Sunderland are not quite doing it. They tried it for the first 10, 15 minutes. It didn't work, and now they're just sort of camped and going to try and catch us on the counter-attack, but they're no longer trying to do this high press, and Saka brought down with a cynical foul. I don't think that's a yellow, but I think that we could see a few yellows in this game because they're going to have to keep bringing him down. That's only not a yellow because I think it's the first one, but that should be a warning. I think any more of those, and I do think, we could start looking at yellow cards. Arsenal do need a goal, though, because with this style of football and this style of game, if Sunderland get the goal first, they can shut it down. Have one good stint at Dortmund, and then had a good stint at Chelsea, yeah. The Dortmund stint was more than a stint, though. Like Chelsea, he was good for a bit, for like a short period of time. Dortmund, he was good for a while. Sunderland got a nice looking pitch and stadium. I mean, Sunderland in the Premier League for many years. Do you know what I mean? Their stadium is properly. They're also a one club city. Do you know what I'm saying? So everyone in Sunderland supports Sunderland. So they've got a very, very good, strong fan base. Even in smaller cities like Bristol, their fan base is split between multiple clubs. I don't know how that Sunderland's throw should be. Arsenal's throw. Saka's kicked it off Ronaldo or Reinildo or whatever his name is, but Arteta's making his feelings known. Calafiori, not the best for that header. Should have been better there. Sunderland could be in, or the attacker has slipped. That's so unfortunate for them. It's great for us. They were in, and he's just slipped over. There's been a couple of slips. Oh, and Sunderland's gone for a tackle, but that was almost to get another foul on Rice. They're diving into some of these challenges a bit recklessly, in my opinion. Run up the likes, people, like AT said. AT, I'm going to come to that comment in a second. Need to check something on the channel, actually. Wonder if Shane did this or not. Cool, everything's set up. Yeah, Sunderland score first, and it doesn't look like they will, but if they do, it could be a problem for us. It could be a problem. Saka wanted that ball. Zubamendi just playing a bit conservative. And again, people say Zubamendi passes sideways and backwards. Look at what he's looking at. It's not like Zubamendi's looking at like the picture the same way Ozil was, where there were these, it was quite expansive and there were spaces to play. These men are camping with 11 men behind the ball. What's he supposed to look at? Do you know what I mean? But he still will be the player to pick, or one of the players to pick that pass out. They're trying to isolate Saka and get him one-on-one against the fullback. It's a good play from Marino to drop in, but he's ended up losing out here. Both teams have very good defensive shapes, to be fair. I think he's done because his head may not be in the game, but as a footballer, he was superior to Rashford, but Rashford was the poster boy, so he couldn't get dropped. Eric Ten Hag never dropped Rashford. It's true. Rashford was very much the poster boy. Rashford was in the England team. You know, does Sancho have international caps? He started when he got to United. He started to kind of start creeping into the England team, but it was never really, you know, a kind of mainstay in the national team. You know, this is the thing with Man United. It's too political. The club moves like a political party sometimes more than a football club. Just makes it very, very difficult to go there and to manage the team, in my opinion. Like I say, the game started slow. The game started fast. It slowed down a little bit. It's good strength from Trossard there. Timber, we've got to get Timber forward. Calafiori coming forward now. He's going to look for a shot. He looked like he was winding up for a shot. And again, the whole Sunderland team, I think some of these players like a Calafiori or Trossard or Rice, they're looking for a shot. They want to create something, but the whole team, cross comes in from Rice, headed out from Sunderland. Oh, it's a mistake from this, and Eze gets a shot away, but it's just wide. He rushed it. The Sunderland defense is actually doing very well because they're so fast to react. Even when the Sunderland player made a mistake, he's passed it back to his centre back, but the pass is misplaced. Eze gets an opportunity to shoot, but the defense is on him so fast, he has to take the shot really quickly. And it just makes it really difficult to play against. Sancho was overhyped. I'd agree with that a bit. Politics in football. Bruno, likewise, Ten Hag was using Amari Forson and Palestri over Anthony and Sancho. Anthony was never given a chance by Amorim. Now he's balling at one of the best La Liga footballing sides in Betis. Eze needs to do better there. He was rushed into that shot, but he does need to get that shot on target. He does that. That shot should be on target, minimum expectations for sure. But I like he's Johnny on the spot and ready to, like I say, a lot of these Arsenal players, they're going to take a shot if they can because they know their chances are going to be few and far between. So they've got to get some shots off, 100%. The club is run on passion for the average players whilst using good players as engine fuel for their favourites. I hear you. That might have been true in the past, but right now, who are your top four good players? Do you know what I'm saying? Isidore is looking good still. Your top four best players in United are probably all getting used right now. Ronaldo again, he's been penalised for a foul on Timber, and Timber's arguing it's the second time. I actually don't think that was a foul personally, but he's done a couple fouls, but I don't think that was one of them. Raya's kicking's not been the best. Sunderland coming forward. The pass is poor, though. The pass is poor. Again, we might need Raya to go long. As they drop in deep to try collect it. You can see Raya doesn't really want to go long, but I think he might have to. He goes to Gabriel. Gabriel then decides to go long. Brilliant tackle from Marino. Saka rides that challenge really well. Timber, do not blow for a foul. Oh, that's such a bad foul. I don't know how the ref has given that. Isidore kicked us, yeah. He's a player, man. He's a good player. It's very unfortunate for Timber. True, as of this moment, because Amarim is in survival mode. That's facts. That is facts. He's going to be in survival mode forever. Arteta's fuming. I think it's a poor foul for the ref to give there. To be honest with you, I do think that's a weak foul to give. Embuemo, Delit, Diallo, Cunha, Bruno. Yeah, they all get played. Do you mean all your best players get played? Your manager just sets up a terrible system, but the better players do get played. Again, people are going to say that Arsenal haven't played well, but I do think that Sunderland are doing a really good job of not letting Arsenal play their football. Do you know what I mean? The ball's just bouncing around the midfield, and suddenly get a shot away, but it goes wide. So a lot of head clashes in this game. It's just a lot of ball in the air and people heading each other. It's a nightmare. Arsenal need to score first for them to win. If Sunderland win, it's long. Yeah, I said the same thing. I said exactly the same thing, Puller Boy. As if Sunderland score first, they can just shut this whole game down and not play. Told you these men wouldn't make it easy for you. I agree. I said this was going to be a tough game. All Arsenal fans knew this game was going to be a really, really tough, really challenging game. But still, it's still a very winnable game. If Arsenal don't win the league this year, would you be Arteta out? He needs to win a trophy. If they don't win a trophy, I'm definitely looking at a better manager. Because we've built a good team, and especially if we get ourselves if we go into Feb or something and we go like 12 points clear and we start to crumble from that perspective, then I'm definitely looking at the manager at that point, 100%. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, oh, it was injuries or something like that. Do you know what I mean? We're sort of running out of reasons and excuses at that point. Do you know what I'm saying? So what about Oli Carabao? So here we go again. Here we go again. Now, Carabao alone probably doesn't cut it. Carabao alone probably doesn't quite cut it for me. This is the season to win it with how convincing the performances look this season. You'd think so. You said it was a sideman. I never said it was a sideman trophy. Do you know what I'm saying? On its own, it's not enough. Like a Carabao Cup is cool as part of a package. If you're Arsenal or United or one of the top clubs, the Carabao Cup on its own isn't enough. It's another head injury. We've got Timber with a head injury, Marino with a head injury. Do you know what I mean? This is what Sunderland are going to do. Do you know what I mean? The ball's going to be up in the air. It's going to be horrible. Who would you want to replace Arteta? That's the problem. I actually don't know. Be about 10 minutes of added time, not much football being played. Agreed. Carabao for Newcastle is big. 100% Newcastle won a trophy for 7 years. For like 60, 70 years or something. But if you're one of the big clubs that should be looking for trophies on a regular basis, the Carabao is good, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not creme de la creme. Timber's getting his head strapped up. The ref has got to get a hold of this. You reckon Zidane could replace Arteta? No, I don't think so. Definitely not. I don't think so. I don't think Zidane would do that well in the Prem. I think the Prem is, Zidane. Zidane also, like, when he's coached, he has coached Madrid to win big things, but he's had like one of the best teams and extremely good technical players. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas we have a team that's made of some good technical players and some very athletic players. There's no way Arsenal fans want Arteta out. He's the best manager in the league. He could be the best manager, but ultimately you have to have a certain timeline for a manager to actually achieve the goals he's trying to achieve, even if he is the best, and we all think that he's one of the best or the best. You still have to have some sort of cutoff. It can't be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years with no trophy. Even if even if things are not his fault, you could just be unlucky. But there's got to be some sort of cutoff point, right? At some point. This is what happens though, Samson. Do you know what I mean? Like getting rid of Arteta means you don't believe this team, like from a club and fan perspective, means you don't believe this team can win big trophies. Because like you say, it will be a full rebuild. It would be a full start again and rebuild all over again. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Arsenal have the best squad depth according to their fans. So why couldn't Zidane do it? That comment demonstrates a lack of understanding of how football works. We could have the best squad and the best squad depth, and it might not be the right squad for that manager. So I'm saying that the manager, the style of football that he would play wouldn't fit the style of players that we actually have. It's not a question of best squad or best squad depth. So a lot of challenges flying in here from Sunderland. Arsenal struggling to move the ball quick enough to get away from these challenges. Sunderland's midfield is just relentless. Cross comes into the box. Oh, referee. There's a foul on Zubamendi there. Like, there's back-to-back fouls here, ref. There's multiple fouls. And Xhaka screaming at Mikel Merino. That was a foul, though, to be fair. It was a foul. Xhaka's getting rattled, blood. Man, then get Xhaka a red card. That's a foul from Xhaka. I don't know why he's angry. I don't know why he's angry. How could he be the best manager in the league without getting one A-star grade in any competition? Like I say, I think he's one of the best managers in the league. I don't think he's necessarily the best manager in the league, but he's definitely one of. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, if there's a team that has the best back four, if we know that this team, Arsenal, has the best back four, I'm not saying we do, but let's just assume that we all agree that they do, yeah? We know that if we got Amarim, he would come in and play a back five. So it doesn't matter that Arsenal have the best back four because Amarim will come in and play a back five. So he's going to change it. So, which is fine. That's what a manager's going to do. But then we can't pretend that Amarim's going to come in and play the same four because he's not. Saka trying to drive into the box, looking for a chance. It's a good run from Saka, to be fair. It's a bit scrappy, but he's doing what he can. I don't mind that. What would you say is Zidane's style of players? Zidane likes technical midfield players, or he had very technical midfield players, and he had an elite nine. I don't know that we have an elite nine or as technical midfield as that Madrid team had. Arsenal winning the ball back really quick. That's really good play from Zubamendi. When Sunderland is trying to counter, we have to just get the ball back nice and quick. Saka, one-on-one with the defender, gets by him, and Eze's brought down. I thought that's a foul as well. The ref is letting a lot of these fouls go, and then he gives the foul for the Zubamendi one. There was a foul on Eze a second ago. There was just a foul on Eze a second ago, and he gives Zubamendi a yellow card. I can't understand what I'm looking at. Arsenal doesn't have the infrastructure of Madrid. Zidane would have to do more than he ever did at Madrid, which he's never. That's what I'm saying. He 100%. There were times in Zidane's tenure when they had legitimately had the best team in the world and the best players in almost every position, uncontroversially. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal have a great squad, but that might not be the same. It might not be the best player in every position. So I think it'd be very, very different to what Zidane is used to. I don't think that should have been a yellow card for Zubamendi. I thought that was harsh. It's 1-0 Sunderland. They've done it. It's 1-0 Sunderland, and now it gets spooky for Arsenal. But I think the ref has let a lot of fouls go for them. I'm not going to lie. He's let a lot of fouls go. Probably should have been a foul for Eze. Probably should have been a yellow card. But now Arsenal are going to have to show serious character. Serious character. I think Xavi Alonso might make more sense. 1-0 Sunderland, and Manchester City will be looking at this, looking at their lips, licking their lips for the Liverpool game tomorrow, thinking we have an opportunity here. And we're just in a few of these challenges, we're just beaten to the ball. We're just beaten to the ball. Yeah, it's Ballard as well, former Arsenal academy player, centre back as well. He just smashes it, and we're just losing a lot of these physical battles. A lot of the physical battles we're losing. I feel like Zidane is where Guardiola was pre-Bayern, where there was question marks on if he's really good or just had a good team. Yeah, I think Xabi Alonso is good though. Like he is good. He's not. He might be overrated, but he's still a good manager. And I would want a manager that comes with something to prove. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is my concern now. It's just going to be full defensive, full all out defense. And am I being? Do you man agree with me or disagree that Sunderland's been making some fouls that the ref has not been blowing for? There's been a lot of fouls in there that Arsenal are just not getting. And now we're going to need Eze, Zubimendi, Saka, Trossard to really step up and be creative. This is looking like a repeat of last season to me. I mean, it's not even half time yet. If it stays like this, if we lose 1-0, then maybe we can start to say that. But I don't think we started as good last season, though, to be fair. Not as good as this. Good feet from Timber. It's fucking TV, man. Arsenal now are going to look to do anything they can to get a goal. Especially if we get one back before the half, that'll be huge. Eze just playing a bit slow. It's a bit slow. Saliba tries to drive the ball through. I don't mind it. Yeah, of course, but it definitely feels different as a fan watching how we play. It definitely feels different. The run when we get back from the international break is going to be really tough. We've got Spurs, Chelsea, and Bayern. Those 3 games are going to be so difficult. Trossard, they're doubling up, tripling up. Can we find a shot somewhere? We're just probing in and around the box. We need something. That's what we need. Eze drives the ball into the box, pops it off to Saka. We'll take the throw. As in against teams you should be beating, it seems like you always end up trying to come back from a losing position. I mean, that wasn't the case against Burnley last year and last week. So I wouldn't say always. Always is a bit over the top. But I do think, yeah, we are obviously these men are just trying to. We've seen it all game. They haven't really come out. They've been defending and then they've gone for counter attacks. And the ref has given a free kick that I don't think should have been a free kick, but it is what it is. Gabriel with the cross in. It's a good defensive header. I think that's Granit Xhaka as well. But we're losing a lot of physical battles. For me, where we look the most disappointing is in the actual physicality of the game, the actual athleticism of the game. Rice, Calafiori, Marino, big, strong men that I don't think should be losing the physical battles. Do you know what I'm saying? What did I miss? Bruv, they got gifted. No, they didn't get gifted a goal. It was a good goal, but there were a couple of fouls that we didn't get given. I thought we should have got given. Calafiori trying to run through, and the ref is obviously going to give that as a free kick as well. Again, Arsenal still we're playing Sunderland's game. The ball's up in the air a lot. It's very scrappy. We're not able to get the ball, and if there's a foul there, the players just grabbed Trossard by the hips. Okay, ref's given advantage. Poor from Rice for the goal. Yeah, it's some the physical side of the physical and the athletic side of the game is poor. Just there, Trossard is grabbed by a player, two hands around the waist. The ref doesn't give it, and then Trossard creates the foul. Trossard should go down. Just go down if that's what we're going to do. If we can get a goal before the half, that will really take the wind out of Sunderland and really force them to come and play. And that would just be so deflating for them. It's good from Sunderland. They're making the game. I don't understand how Trossard hasn't been sold yet. We thought that he was going to get sold in the summer, but when he's not a player that's going to generate a lot of revenue. Do you know what I mean? He's like nearly 30, and he's not wanted by necessarily like any big European clubs. I think that the club has a view that if we sell him, we might get 10, 15 million for him. And is that worth it? That's not enough money to go and reinvest in somebody to replace him. And if you look at what he's done this season, he's actually been pretty good so far this season. Come up with big goals and big crosses for us. He got the assist against Burnley. He's got the assist in the Champions League. He's actually been very good this season. So I don't know that selling him for a fee that's kind of menial for a club like Arsenal, I don't know that that's worth more than what he gives to the team as a player. So I think he stayed on that basis. But there was a thought in the summer that he would be going. Ref, come on, man. How many fucking fouls? The guy's just fouled Saliba 2 or 3 times. Like, I said we needed a big game from Rice today, and we haven't got it so far. He's going to have to massively show me something different in the second half. Zubamendi similar. Do you know what I mean? He's sitting at the base of the midfield and he's just passing sideways. But I get that they're camped in their box. I get that. There's no easy pass, but we've got to think of something. You've got to kind of create a way to get through this. Do you know what I mean? And the players on the pitch should have enough IQ to come up with something, in my opinion. It's going to take something a little bit different. We're not even popping shots off. We're not even trying to get a shot away, test the goalkeeper, catch them off guard. Something different. Well, go on, Mac. What you saying? I think there are better players with his skill set that aren't expensive. That might be true, but are there? Who's better that aren't expensive? Give me 3 names that we could have replaced him with this season. 9 minutes of added time, by the way. Obviously, we had 2 head injuries and a goal. Like I said before, Sunderland have done well. Eze, the rest, Granit Xhaka is pulling. There's so many fouls in there, ref. And there's no yellow. Why is there no yellow card for that? Okay, there is a yellow card. Thank you. Who's that for? And it's Granit Xhaka with the yellow card. Granit Xhaka looks very angry and very rattled. I think there's a good chance he gets a red card. If we're smart, we will frustrate him and piss him off because we know what he's like, and we should be able to get him a red card. He's lucky not to have a yellow card for the way that he dealt with Mikel Merino when he fouled him. That I thought should have been the first yellow card. But let's see. We've got Declan Rice with a free kick. He's probably going to look for Gabriel. Granit Xhaka's on his 4th yellow card of the season already. Rice delivers into the box. Gabriel gets the header there first, but can't quite turn it on target. Eze manages to keep the ball alive for Saka. Goes for a throw. They're doubling up on Saka. We need to use this. We need to use the fact they're doubling up on Saka. That is taking a defender out of the system. Rice with the cross. Saliba gets his head to it first, but it's not on target. Arsenal pushing for a goal. 47 minutes in. We've still got 7 minutes of added time left. Ball drops. Oh, Saliba puts it over from the penalty spot pretty much. It was bouncing and it was awkward. He's got to do better with that. But Arsenal really pushing, showing good character to go for it. 2-1 Arsenal, 2 goals second half. Sunderland have given Chelsea, Arsenal and United all tough games. Sunderland are a good team. But we should be winning. We should absolutely be winning this game. Not as it stands right now. We probably should be drawing based on how it's gone so far. But over the course of 90 minutes, this is a team we've got to beat. Difficult for Saliba. It is bouncing, to be fair, and he doesn't have the time to bring it down. But a little bit of composure would have been good. I definitely need to see a lot bigger second half performance from Declan Rice. He's the main person I'm looking at, as I want someone to step up and show me something different for sure. Trossard brought down for another foul. Here's Rice on the ball now. Morgan Rogers and Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy is not better than Trossard. Jacob Murphy is not better than Trossard. He's not. Morgan Rogers is not a winger. Trossard plays left wing. Morgan Rogers plays as like a 10. I like Morgan Rogers as well, but he plays as a 10. And he's been shit this season. He was cold last season, but he's been shit this season. Cross comes in. Timber wins the header, but not on target again. Trossard up against the fullback. Does he look for a cross? There's no movement for him. Our off the ball movement is not great. We look easy to defend against because we're so static. Is Gabriel going to have a crack? I thought he was going to have a shot there. A man like Bertrand Traore, you know, maybe, but when he played on the left last season, he was balling out. He had a good season last season, but he's not a left winger. And I'm not even sure that Morgan Rogers is better than Trossard either. And Morgan Rogers would have cost like 40-50 million. And how much do you think Morgan Rogers would have gone for? Because I don't think we get him for less than 50 mil. And I don't know if that money is worth an upgrade. Like what I'm saying is, if we had 50 mil to spend, we needed a striker and we needed a right winger and we needed a centre mid. We lost 2 centre mids last season. So I don't know that it makes sense to spend 50 mil on a position that we've already got. Eze, really good feet. Still Eze. He finds Saka. Saka just misses the ball. It's good football there from Eze. There. That's what we need. That's exactly what we need. 2 head injuries. There were 2 head injuries and the goal. He's costing 80 mil plus. That's what I'm saying. If we're only going to get 10-15 million for selling Trossard, if we sell Trossard, he's not going to a big club. Do you know what I'm saying? So, speaking of, ball comes to him, edge of the box, and they've given a foul. I don't know what they've given that foul for. Anyone get injured? Yeah. Marino had a head injury. He's okay. He's still playing on. And Timber had a head injury, and he's okay. He's playing on as well. Timber's got his head wrapped. Granit Xhaka, I think, should have had a red. He fouled Marino and then started screaming at his face when he was on the floor. And then he's got a second yellow for foul. Well, he didn't get a yellow for that, and then he got his first yellow for fouling Eze in kind of a cynical way. But Granit Xhaka's like on the edge of a red card if he carries on, but no actual injuries. That's what I'm saying, Samson. I think because there was talk that either Trossard or Martinelli was going to go in the summer. But I think that when we looked at who could potentially replace them, it wasn't much better than what they had. So I think they just didn't see the value in trying to go and spend in that position when we had urgent positions. Jorginho and Partey both left. We urgently needed a midfielder. We urgently needed a striker, and we urgently needed a right winger as well. So the left wing side. Remember, the left wing side for us is not terrible. It's just Martinelli's injured, so we have to play Trossard. But Martinelli's been good this season, and Trossard's been good this season. They'd have to take a chance on an upcoming player. Why would for what? What's the purpose of us doing that? But what's do you mean if we're looking to win the league and we've got two players we know well, one who's technical and one who's very quick and very direct? What's the benefit of us taking a gamble on an unknown youngster? Calafiori knocks it out for a corner. Probably could have let it go, but there was a player behind him, so he's just done the safe thing and gone for a corner. And now probably one of the last attacks of the game is going to come from Sunderland. And Arsenal, in my opinion, just letting this game slip away from them. It's going to be Granit Xhaka with the corner. I don't want to see Arsenal letting the old weak mentality creep into them. Xhaka's corner comes in. It's almost direct. It's a good header away, to be fair. I don't want to see this team start to get rattled and fall apart. It's a poor strike. It is a poor strike for Mukiele. Can't lie, I miss Xhaka. You need a player like him on your team. Yeah, you need a bit of bite. He's a bit of a liability, though. We do need someone with a little bit of bite, though. I wouldn't advise it, but I don't think Arsenal take enough chances in the market and play it too safe. I disagree entirely. Saka, can we get a last attack? Can we get a last attack? Timber. We're not trying to get the ball in the box. We're not trying to get the ball in the box. It's gone for half time anyway. We're not trying to get the ball in the box enough. We're not trying to get it's just too much sideways. And I get it. We only have Marino in there, but we've got to try to get that ball in the box. We've got to. I don't think that we play it safe in the transfer window, in the transfer market, generally speaking. I don't think that that's true. When we signed Saliba, he was a young up and comer. When we signed Ben White, he was from Leeds. People said that he was overrated and overpriced. We signed David Raya. People said, why are you signing David Raya? Because you've got Ramsdale already. We signed Calafiori, who was relatively unknown. Jurrien Timber was a known good right back in Europe. We signed Zubamendi. People didn't really get that. We signed Rice. Rice was a known good player, but people felt that we overpaid for him. We signed Madueke and Havertz. They were both big gambles. You know, there's a lot of gambles that we've taken in the transfer market. I would say only like Jurrien Timber, Declan Rice, Victor Gyökeres are like players that are big names that we knew what we were going to get with those players. Even Trossard was a bit of a gamble when we signed him, 17 million or something from Brighton in January, because he was falling out of his manager. That was a bit of a gamble as well. We've taken a lot of gambles. We don't actually do the safe option with transfers very often, in my opinion. We should do that more, but those safe options are just expensive. But here we are, we're 1-0 down. Eze was safe, saying Prem player who was performing. Gyökeres widely touted. Zubamendi was a known good player. Madueke had a stint at Chelsea. Madueke was shit at Chelsea. He was shit. When like I'm not count all the players you said in there, I'd agree with, except Madueke. When we signed Madueke, the general narrative was you lot have been robbed by Chelsea. Madueke is shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Amad Diallo, what are you saying? Half time, Arsenal are losing to the Black Cats. Man said back to reality. What reality? We're still top of the table. Man said back to reality. Even if we lose this game, we'd still be top of the table. So I don't know about that one there. And we've got 45 minutes to turn it around. We've got 45 minutes to change it. I think the ref has been a little bit lenient to the dirtiness, in my opinion, of the Sunderland tactics. I think Xhaka should be on a red. I think he'll probably get a red in the second half. He looks quite frustrated and aggressive. He looks like he's got a bee in his bonnet about playing against Arsenal. To be fair, he plays like this all the time. But there you go. And I don't think that we're doing enough at the moment. Granit Xhaka and Zubimendi both on yellow cards. It was a good goal from Ballard. They are playing very, very defensively. And to be fair to Sunderland, I will say they're still coming out and playing. They're being quite defensive, but they're picking their moments of when they want to come out and attack. So it's not just a case of sitting down and not attacking. They are coming out and attacking from time to time. But I do think that you might win this game, but this is why Arsenal will never win the league. We've won 3 Premier Leagues before. We will win the league again. You can't say this is why Arsenal will never win the league. If that's the case, then earlier was why Man United will never win the league. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? I think that this is a very, very winnable game for us. And this is probably our hardest run. While we've got this many Arsenal injuries, Arsenal were too complacent. How they leaving 2-man free at the back post. I agree. For that moment, I agree. I think they've been caught cold. I think that Arsenal were on the attacking momentum. Sunderland hit them with a counter. It's a poor foul given away while they're on the counter, and before we can set up, but they take the corner, they can take the free kick, and they go and attack that back post. So I would agree. It is something not very characteristic of Arsenal. We don't see this from Arsenal very often. I don't think that it's a capitulation or something that we're not going to see very often. I think if Arsenal took the chance on John Duran, that would have been a great signing. It's not a question that we never had the option. Samson, you're saying stuff that don't make sense. I've had this conversation with Shane. There was no option to buy John Duran. Do you know what I mean? There was no option to buy him. We were not going to pay him the wages that Saudi was going to pay him. So he was never going to come to Arsenal. Ever, 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 ever. Do you know what I mean? Saudi paid him unbelievable, life-changing wages. Arsenal were never going to pay him those wages. So you know, yeah, it's a non-starter. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't let Man City catch you. I'm going to be live for that game tomorrow, Man City versus Liverpool. Going to keep an eye on that game, regardless of what happens here. I think we have enough. When Samson's saying that we don't gamble in the transfer market, I don't necessarily agree, but we're definitely not gambling enough in this game. You know, we have a solid defense. What we can do is we can shoot from distance and put crosses into the box. They are not leaving a lot of attackers forwards. A lot of the time, if we shoot from distance, Zubimendi, Eze, Rice, if they shoot from the edge of the box, it could deflect off a body, it could deflect and go in. We can test the goalkeeper. It could go out for a corner. Anything could happen. And if they do win the ball and they try to mount an attack, they're very, very caged into their box by Arsenal. We're watching it. Bar the goalkeeper and the striker, 9 men are inside their 18-yard box. We have to gamble. They do not have a rapid winger that's waiting on the byline so that they can just cross it to him straight away and they're gone. They're not playing like that. They don't have anyone up. They will recycle the ball straight back to us, and we can try it again, and we can try it again, and we have to be absolutely relentless in wave after wave after wave of attacks. Because if you're Sunderland's goalkeeper right now, for all the stats of how much of the ball that Arsenal's had 70% of the possession. We've only had 2 shots on target. They've only had 1 shot on target, which was the goal. 1 shot on target. We've only had 2 shots on target for 70% of the possession. So even though we've got the ball, we are not testing the goalkeeper enough. Their goalkeeper has had a very, very comfortable day between the sticks so far. Do you know what I mean? And we're not doing enough to test them and to challenge them, in my opinion. Nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. And that's the difference. We have to. People say like, well, Arsenal scumbags goals, whether it comes from a deflection, a goal kick. We saw the goal. Richarlison's goal was like a kind of deflection. It come off his head. He was ducking out of the way. It come off his head. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? We have to look. I'm just seeing this Saliba chance back on Sky Sports. You know, we've put a cross into the box. Saka's headed it back across the box, and unfortunately, it's Saliba that's got the shot away, and not someone who's maybe more prolific in attack. City have just too much dynamite to me. I'm just happy Mamouche isn't looking like he did last season, because if Haaland and Mamouche were on serious form, I'd write the season off. By the way, my manager Nuno is cooking at West Ham while Forest is struggling. This is what Shane was saying to you. Arsenal play too safe. No, that's not what Shane was saying to me. Shane said to me, that's literally not what Shane was saying, because Arsenal have not been 1-0 down very often in the season. So Arsenal at 1-0 down is different to Arsenal at 2-0 up. Shane was saying, go and look at the clip. Shane said when Arsenal were 2-0 up, why do they take their foot off the gas and not keep going for more goals? Which I think is stupid if we're trying to win the Premier League. There's no need to do that. At 1-0 down, that's an entirely different situation. We need a goal. We need 3 goals to win this game comfortably. 1 goal doesn't win us the game. 2 goals, we're probably not comfortable. We need 3 goals in the next 45 minutes, and we can get it. That's where we need to gamble. Shane said we didn't attack enough when we were winning the game, and when we could kind of close the game out, he was saying we should keep attacking. And I just disagree. We can keep attacking if it's entertaining, but it's not needed. Do you know what I mean? It's 3 points if you win by 1 goal, and it's 3 points if you win by 4 goals. It's not needed. The risk versus the reward does not make sense. So this is an entirely different situation to what I was discussing with Shane previously. Shane was saying if you rate your defense that highly, even if you're winning 2-0, you might as well go for 10-0 because your defense is so good. That's obviously stupid. That's not how football works. That's just true. If you've got the hardest punch in boxing, you don't just let someone punch you in the face. That doesn't make sense. If you lose this game, you might revert back to playing safe, which is what happened in previous seasons. I don't think that we will. That's the thing. I don't think that we, first of all, after this game, we have an international break. So there's a lot of time to work on things. I know some players are away. There's a lot of time to work on things in international break, right? So it's not like once that there's space and breathing room to get over this loss if we were to win the game. But it's the same basis. You hope to score first, then sit back. Yeah, it's literally not the same basis. It's an entirely different conversation. But let me just address this point from Samson. I think that, losing before you go into an international break is not good because you can sit on that loss. But I think there's a lot of time to digest that loss and then move on. When we come back, we've got big derby games against Chelsea, Bayern, Tottenham, games that we'll be well up for and going for it. I don't think that Arteta's going to sit back in those types of games. So I think it's a little bit different. And it's not the same basis. Do you know what I mean? It's you score and then sit back. Again, I've debunked this on the show. If you watched the Only Facts podcast, it's just not true. If you look at all Arsenal's results this season, there are not many 1-0 results. So the idea that where we've won, so the idea that we go 1-0 up and then sit back and do nothing is just not true. Do you know what I mean? We've won 1-0 twice. 3 times this season. Man United first game of the season, Fulham where we were pushing for a winner and we scored kind of late-ish, and Crystal Palace. Other than that, we haven't won a game 1-0. We won 3-0, 2-0, 2-0, 4-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-0, drew 1-1, 3-0, 5-0. So the idea that this narrative of what you're saying of we go 1-0 up and then sit back is just not true. There's no evidence that that's true whatsoever. The attack is suffering of injuries. That's really it. Can't get a clean sheet with the attackers, but you have been getting results. Well, I'd agree. Like I said this again. This isn't an excuse. We should be beating Sunderland regardless, but we have a lot of our attackers out. We only have to be Marino, Saka, and Trossard. That's all we've got. We have Madueke, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, all out injured. So we have to play with this attacking front three, which obviously means that they are going to be a little bit fatigued. So I agree with you, Nana. It's definitely a factor. Do you know what I mean? It's not the only factor, but it's definitely a factor. We should still be getting crosses in the box. We should still be able to score against Sunderland, 100%. You play pointless, redundant football. He isn't lying. You score 1-0 up and sit back and then hit the team on the break or a set piece sucker punch to kill it. We would only score a set piece if we are attacking. We only get a free kick in an attacking position, or we get a corner based off somebody attacking. So again, what you're saying just doesn't make sense. We cannot sit back. And what goal have we scored on the counter? And again, there are multiple games this season where we've won 5-0, 3, not just 2-0, 5, 3, and 4-0 and 3-0. So it's obviously not, we're just sitting there It's not just that we sit there and then don't attack. Because if we sat there and just counter attacked, we wouldn't necessarily get 5 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, and everything like that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. No, you can get a corner from a counter attack, buddy. I don't know why you keep saying buddy. Yeah, I understand we can get a corner from a counter attack, but I'm saying we can't. We can get a corner from a counter attack. That's true. But the idea that we just sit back is literally not true. I watch us every single game. It's not true. Samson said West Side. I can't lie. I disagree wholeheartedly with that. Just joined. How are you doing today, Nick? I'm good, bro. Obviously, I'm stressing because we're losing 1-0 at half time against Sunderland. So I'm stressing. But do you know what I'm saying? He's trying to make it seem like Arsenal were going for the kill in the 2-0 wins. That's not what I said. It's literally not what I said. Football doesn't work as in you either sit back or go for the kill. There are different stances in the game. You're creating an either or. It's called the either or fallacy, where there are multiple options and you are putting forth 2 options. If I roll the dice, is it going to be a 1 or a 6? Well, there are more options than just 1 and 6. So what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Every game in this league is tough. Sunderland away is no joke. It is a tough game. It absolutely is a tough game. We said it. I said it before. It's a tough game. You know, AT was predicting that Arsenal might lose. Do you know what I mean? There were people. The idea of Arsenal dropping points in this game is not crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, like I say, if Sunderland win this game, Sunderland is second. This is first versus second. Do you know what I mean? As crazy as that sound, you know, as crazy as that sounds, it's first versus second. You know, so this is not an easy game. Arsenal will go for the kill with overloads, not on counter attacks. There's no point trying to even argue. Do you know what I'm saying? Dropping points to a team that we handled comfortably. Lol, Sunderland are dead. I mean, you're a United fan, I believe, and right now, Sunderland are second, and United are seventh. So, like I say, football works like that. Do you know what I mean? You lot will lose to teams that we beat comfortably. We'll lose to a team that you beat. Do you know what I mean? That's not a metric in how you would assess a team or a performance. Do you know what I mean? So it just doesn't make it. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. Nothing that you've said since you joined the chat makes any sense. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But 100%, we have to do a lot better. And I said before, we don't have attacking. There's not a lot that we can change. We don't have attackers. Do you know what I'm saying? So you lot talk as if you're this amazing team. We don't. That's the difference. I don't know who you lot is. I'm one person. So I'm not sure who you lot is. If you have a problem with the way other Arsenal fans talk, then you chat to them. You're on my stream. So I just talk about the way that I talk. Do you know what I'm saying? Going into the season, I think that we have a good chance of winning the league, and I think we have a good team. That's it. There's not any more difference than that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying we're this amazing team, we're the best team ever, anything like that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even have us as the favourites going into the season. I thought Liverpool, once Liverpool signed Isak, I said Liverpool are the favourites. It's only once I saw how they struggled to integrate Isak into the team and how much we were not really conceding goals, our defence looked really solid. That's when I was like, okay, cool. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's when I was like, cool, like, yeah, we can win the league. Do you know what I'm saying? Saying that we're seventh and Sunderland are second is a casual take because it's November the 1st. It's not a casual take. It's not a take. You're typing words, you don't even know what they mean. That's not a take. A take is an opinion. We're going into the second half, by the way, but a take is an opinion. This isn't an opinion. Sunderland are second. A take is like Eze is more creative than Ozil. So that's a take. That's an opinion. This isn't an opinion. Manchester United are currently seventh, and Sunderland are currently second. That's not an opinion. That's a statement of fact. Can Eze play on the left, and then maybe we can bring Ranieri on for Trossard? Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. It's a mute opinion. Once again, as I just stated, it's not an opinion. You're mistaking opinions for facts. It's not a mute opinion because it isn't an opinion. It's a statement of fact. Do you know what I mean? Now, how you want to interpret that fact is up to you. Do you know what I'm saying? You're saying it as if it's a big deal. I'm not. I stated a fact as if it was a fact. The fact that you're upset by it and you're getting triggered, that's up to you. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's just a fact. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I agree it's too early. I'm not saying Sunderland are going to finish second. I'm just saying if you're seventh after 10 games and you're saying the team that are second after 10 games is a shit team, that's an interesting opinion to have if you're second, if you're seventh. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. What was the point of your fact? I'm on a stream and I'm just chatting about football. So that's what it is. I'm assessing the Arsenal game, and you as a United fan brought up United. You said we're struggling against a team that you beat comfortably. And I said, well, that's great, but you're still seventh. So it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Man saying you sit back all game doing too much, but you man consistently do the dead lump it forwards and pass it around the pen box and not doing much. We definitely. I don't know about not. I don't know about lump it forwards, but we do definitely pass it sideways far too much and don't look for the penetrative pass. Even here, Rice is there, Saka. What we don't have is someone who can receive the ball and receive it on the half turn. Do you know what I mean? Like, we tend to play the way that we're facing. Gabriel goes wide to Timber. If we're facing away from goal when Eze or Saka release the ball, they don't receive it on the half turn and get going. They pass it straight back to the side that they were facing. Rice trying to come forward and create something. Trossard. Saka, he could potentially get a shot. If he can receive it from Timber here, can we find a cross? Cross is over here. I think he's talking about United like lumping it forward. Oh yeah, that would make more sense. But you can't chat to these men. Do you know what I'm saying? So man said you have a lot of redundant players in your team. Obviously, I disagree with that. We also have creativity in our squad, but again, those players are injured. Do you know what I'm saying? Corner ball. Corner for Sunderland. I think Arsenal for the last 3 years lost the league because of mentality. After they start leading the league, they become complacent. I don't think we can become complacent. I wouldn't say Arsenal are complacent in this game. There's a difference between a poor performance and being complacent. Sunderland corner comes. It's not a great corner. Come on, stop bringing injury in this season. What do you mean? We have 4 attacking injuries. It's just again, it's a statement of fact. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like why we're not rotating Saka, we're not rotating Trossard. Their replacements are all injured. That's true. Odegaard is injured. Madueke is injured. Martinelli's injured. It's not, they're not bringing it into the season. It's a fact. That was a good little turn from Zubimendi, but the shot was pretty tame. Nick will have excuses lined up. I know what it is, bro. It's true, but it's true though. It's not excuses. It's true. I said already, we should be able to win this game with the players that we've got. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, it's not complacency. Do you know what I mean? It's not complacency. It's a question of right now we don't have the options to rotate the team. If Saka's not playing well today, he's going to have to play the full 90. That's all I'm saying. If he don't play well, he's going to have to play the full 90 because his natural replacement is not there. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not an Arsenal fan, but how can a man bring up 5 injuries and you call that an excuse? It's not. It's a fact. That's all I've said. I still think we should win. But if Trossard's having a bad game, I'm not saying Martinelli's better than Trossard, but we've seen Martinelli come off the bench and score winners 2 or 3 times. He can't do that today because he's injured. That's a fact. Do you know what I mean? We see Madueke have a couple good performances. Madueke is not better than Saka, but he's had a couple decent performances. He can't do that today because he's injured. We've seen Erdegaard's our captain. He's one of our creative players. He can't be creative today because he's injured. It's a fact. I don't know what man are talking about. It's just a fact. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, West Side, you don't speak English is obviously not your first language because it's not an excuse. I'm not saying we can't. An excuse would be, of course, we can't win this game because our players are injured. That's not what I said. I said we should win this game, but it's going to be extra difficult because the players that we have are injured. So, do you know what I mean? Good ball, Saka, good strike. It's just bent away from the keeper. We're being a lot more inventive, and the biggest difference early is the movement off the ball. That's what was missing, or one of the things that was missing in the first half. The movement off the ball was really poor. The players are just holding their position, and that's what leads to people just playing the ball sideways and around. Do you know what I'm saying? Hasn't Ven scored for you? What impact is that brother having? Ven? Who's Ven? We have seen this kind of performance in those last seasons. How can you defend that? What sort of performance? Why do I need to defend last season's performances? We're in this season. I'm watching this game. Why would I talk about what happened 2 seasons ago? It doesn't even make sense. It's a good pass from Saka. It's good from Saka and Timber. It's unfortunate. It comes off the defender. Timber looking really frustrated. Maybe I just don't have emotions towards football like that because I just view some injuries as injuries, not as excuses for why a team is not performing, aka just less tools to use. 100%. 100%. There's literally it. It's just less tools for you to use. There's less options to use. That's it. Love that. There we go. There we go. There we go. And it is a bit of a gift. It is a bit of a gift. That's facts. It is a bit of a gift. But a lot of that gift has come from the pressing. A lot of that's, and also people talk about Arsenal's mentality. What Sunderland's mentality? Because before that one that they just fucked up on, and Declan Rice pressing and forcing the turnover, they've done that 2 or 3 times. This is the second or third time they've done that and just dawdled on the ball and allowed Rice to step up and press them. Look how expansive they are. That's why they can't be expansive against us, because if they try to play against us at open play, that's probably what's going to happen. It's really good from Marino as well. Really, really good. It is stupid. Ahmad, I agree. It's really, really, that's poor from Sunderland. But again, if it's us or any other team, we're going to talk about mentality. That's actually, it's poor technically, but it's poor mentality to allow that goal to get away from them so easily. And now Trossard's on the run. Every team gets, of course, every team gets injuries. No one's argued, bro. You man don't speak English, bro. I say this to you man all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? If I tell you I want Chinese food, it don't mean I hate Jamaican food. I just want Chinese food. I'm not saying that every team don't get injuries. We're talking about this particular game. Do you know what I'm saying? This particular game, we would often see Trossard come off for Martinelli, so Martinelli could run against tired legs. It's part of the tactics of how the team play. But if Martinelli's not there, that's just an extra thing that we can't do. Do you know what I mean? Max said we'll win this 2-1. I fucking hope so. F-Tech, so the pressure on and off the ball we have to put on them for 10 minutes caused that. I agree. It's really good running, really good pressure. I do wonder if Arteta will use Wanyeri at all this game. I think it's very unlikely that he uses Max Dowman. But I think there's a reasonable chance he uses Wanieri. Saka looks a little bit more confident now. He looks a little bit sharper. He wants to run at the defender. He does run at the defender. And Supermendi, good recovery for that ball. And Rice is still a player I want to see a little bit more from. But that was good from Rice though. It's Rice that ran up and pressed and made that happen. And now he's here on the edge of the box. Oh, it's never a foul. That is never a foul. The ref is giving so many cheap fouls. Man are low key lacking the ability to compartmentalize, bro. It's not low key. It's obvious. I say it every week, bro. I say it every week, bro. Man will say one sentence, and man say, "So you think this, brother? Did I fucking say that? Are you man retarded? Is English if English is your second language, then I need some sort of like special badge or something for man to put on the chat, so I know that like I can't hold you to a GCSE level of English. Do you know what I'm saying? Big man thing. Because man just be trying to put words in man's mouth, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Fact, Nick, every team start playing from the back without skill. This is why we sell De Gea for no reason, while our team wasn't built for playing from the back. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Not every player, yeah, it's the modern way that man want to play. That's a great pass from Trossard, and it's very unlucky from Zubamendi. It's a great pass from Trossard. You're going to do an extra video about Sudan and UAE. I might do. We might do, because Shane likes to do like broad topics that can kind of grow over time. Like the extra videos are not going to be like pop in thousands of views, but they'll grow over a period of time. Do you know what I'm saying? So we might do that actually. That's a good shout. Keep suggesting them though. Keep suggesting them. Yeah, Zubamendi should do better there. He should do. Zubamendi, the biggest weakness of him is he doesn't like physical contact. That's why he likes to sit at the base of the defense and try to be a quarterback. He don't like no physical contact whatsoever. So when he's in there in the box, he's just trying to snatch at the shot and rush it because he can't really hold a man off. Good strength from Trossard. I want to hear Shane's opinion because he probably got the same as mine. I don't know how much Shane knows about Sudan and how much he knows about the UAE. So I don't know. But we'll discuss it and see. For sure. Sunderland, again, back to their aggressive high press. And Arsenal should be better equipped to deal with this high press. Because now look how expansive the game is. Trossard starting really wide. I'd like to see him play a little bit more infield, given that he's not the quickest. He's not going to exploit his pace. Do you know what I'm saying? The whole Sudan thing makes my view on Free Gaza even worse now. My view on my view on my view is always anti-colonialist and to liberate the people then, regardless. So even if there are people that are not necessarily pro-black or pro-me, that will not stop me from being pro-them. Do you know what I'm saying? My morality is my morality regardless. It's not interchangeable. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's just see if Arsenal can get this second goal and then we can discuss some other shit. It's a good play from Rice, Zubamendi. Marino, can we find a shot? That's a good pass from Marino, to be fair. Arsenal playing some really good football. Could just be half a yard sharper, a little bit quicker. Trossard to Calafiori. That's brilliant from Calafiori. He knew the player was going to dive in there. Calafiori again does really well. Calafiori playing really well here. Rice tries to go for a shot. Eze, can he get the shot away? Almost. Very close. Very close. Much more intentional, but it's a lot of breaking like breaking the mold of the positions and not just sitting in the same position. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you could do one that just mixes everything going on in Africa and Haiti, then compare. The thing is, for social media, man, got to think of like a title that people are clicking on. Like two black men just sitting down talking about all black politics is not really going to be a compelling video. I could chat to you, man, about this for days. Me and Ricky were up talking about the issues in Africa till 4 o'clock this morning. No banter, we're just on PlayStation headset talking till about 4:30 this morning about the colonialism and all that kind of shit. So I could talk about this all day. But is it going to make a good video? Do you know what I'm saying? Rice, the worst turn I've ever seen. Do you know what's funny? Rice turns better off the ball. If he doesn't stop the ball dead, if he stops the ball dead, his turn is slow. But he can turn like off the ball, and it's actually not too bad. But on the ball, brother turns so slow. Sunderland trying to mount an attack, and the shot could come from anywhere. Gabriel had to step in there. Had to. This is what I'm saying. Sunderland believe that they can win the game, and as a result of Sunderland having the genuine belief they can win the game, they're playing football, and they're coming out to play. And now we have a more expansive game. It's like Joseph Parker Wardley. Like Sunderland could have just shut us out for the whole second half. They chose not to. Good feet from Trossard. Again, Trossard dubs the defender. He just dubs the defender, drop the shoulder, dubs the defender, but then didn't put the ball in the box. Sunderland are going to make 3 changes here. I imagine a lot of this is going to be about fresh legs. A lot of this is just going to be fresh legs and running at man. Is that a Dingra? Is that a Dingra? Did they buy a Dingra from Brighton? It is. I didn't know they bought a Dingra. Bro, a Dingra's a player, you know. That's a danger. Say swear Sunderland are just bringing a Dingra off the bench like it's nothing. He's a fucking player. He's a player, you know. Serious. 100%. 100%. Even if there's a country of all man that don't like black people, it don't matter to me, bro. I still say free them, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's anti-colonialism regardless. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, these men have just bought on Talby, Brobby, and the Dingra, bro. What? Bro, the Sunderland have got a bench, bro. What? They're all ballers. All of them are individually ballers. Like, what? What are we doing? What are we doing here? bro, all 3 of them are ballers, you know. Sunderland have got a deep bench, bro. Chelsea team is in, by the way. Sanchez, Gusto, Fafana, Chalobah, Cucurella, Fernandez and Caicedo, Neto, João Pedro, and Garnacho with Liam Delap. Talby scored the winner against us. Yeah. He's a player, bro. And then Moroccan tech man. Trossard is technically good, but he does play the game very slow. The ball is moving quite well around the box, and then suddenly it gets to him and it just slows right down. It's a little bit frustrating. Saka puts the ball in the box. Marino nearly gets there. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Eze. Oh, it's off the crossbar from Zubamendi. It's off the crossbar from Zubamendi. Garnetto again, KMT. Who would you rather him start? Or you want to start seeing Esteval start? Zubamendi just gets right under that and it comes off the crossbar, you know. Referee. Thank you. Free kick. This Reynaldo guys, mates, he's committed like 5 or 6. How many fouls? How many fouls has this brother committed? He's committed bare fouls, bro. I don't know how that's not a yellow as well, but Chelsea's lineup died completely in 1 year. Chelsea fans, do you man rate Liam Delap? Because I don't rate him really. I'll be honest with you. Did Wolves appoint a new manager? I can't even remember, but they change manager so often. I wouldn't be surprised. Bayern, Tottenham, and Chelsea are Arsenal's next three games. Kind of peak. Yeah, the Bayern game is peak. The other games, Chelsea will be a good challenge. Chelsea going to be a good game. Tottenham, depending on how Tottenham play, I'm not going to lie, we could potentially smoke Tottenham. We could potentially absolutely smoke Tottenham, depending on how they play. They're so inconsistent. If they play like they played the last couple games, we could potentially smoke them like horribly. I think Chelsea will be a good game though. Chelsea's not a bad side, and I think Chelsea's side is good to play against us. Rice with the cross, keeper catches and spills, but then Sunderland get it away, and the ref is getting involved here. I think Marino went nose to nose with one of the Sunderland players. What happened there? Nothing happened, bro. Marino bumped into the goalkeeper. These men are actually babies, you know. I can't lie. Low key, Jackson would have been better. Delap is better than Jackson. Less of the revisionism. Um, mm, if I'm signing a number 9, am I signing Jackson or Delap? It's very close. I'm not gonna lie. Delap might be better. I get it. Jackson missed some howlers. Jackson had a couple bad performances against when he was playing for Chelsea, but as a player, I feel like he might have a deeper bag than Delap. I'm not gonna lie, but it's close. It's close. It's like it's like um it's like Darwin Nunes for Liverpool. Like he was dead for Liverpool, but he himself is not dead. Like he's not a dead player, but he was dead for Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? Sunderland long throw. Calafiori gets there first. Gabriel just get that clear. Rice is just letting the Sunderland player, and it's another foul given away, and it's not a foul. The ref is giving Sunderland so many fouls. Jackson last season scored a solid amount of goals, and the season before that. AT, you should have keep Jackson as a left winger. No need to buy two scrubs. Jackson left wing is a shout, but the manager ain't trying it. I don't think Jackson's techie enough to be a winger, bro. He's quick, but other than I don't, he ain't dropping the shoulder and getting past nobody. He's not, bro. Sunderland have a free kick, and again, it's a similar sort of distance to the free kick that they hit last time for them to get the goal. Arsenal better have that back, but it looks like Arsenal probably might be lining up for some sort of offside trap here. This could be techie. This could be dangerous. With Brobby up there as well, this could be dangerous. Granit Xhaka's going to take the free kick. It's a good free kick. Foul given for Arsenal as well. Delap has statistically better season last year than Jackson ever had, and he was at Ipswich who got relegated. Yeah, I hear you, but yeah, I hear you. But can Delap do it for you lot? That's the question. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, can he do it for you? This ref needs to go Specsavers, bro. Some of the fouls he's given are just insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the fouls he's given for Sunderland are bonkers, bro. It don't make no sense to me. Come on, Arsenal. We need another late winner. Marino's dropped into play in that midfield position a little bit more, but it means that when we're trying to get the ball out, it's really difficult. Eze, can he get there? No, he can't. Keeper comes out really well. When we're trying to get that ball up high, the ball can't stick. That's the problem. We're losing a lot of that midfield battle. Obviously, Sunderland play like 4 or 5 in the midfield. We're playing a 3. It was a lovely little flick from Zubimendi onto Eze, but Eze couldn't get there. Oh, what is that? Robbie with a elbow into Zubimendi. Some of them I don't even think are fouls. You know, that foul on Zubimendi I don't think is a foul. Zubimendi just doesn't get up as high as Brobby does, and so his elbow goes into his neck. But I don't know if that's a foul. Like, I don't know, maybe it is, but it's not deliberate. Like, I'm jumping and you're not jumping, so I'm gonna clatter you. Like, it's what it is. Get out of the way, or fight me for it. Reynaldo again, another foul on Saka, and it's got to be a yellow card this time. Thank you, yellow card for Reynaldo. Finally, how many times? How many times? At, can you do me a favor? Can you do me what? Can you just do me one favor? Can you not use injuries as excuses, please? As we discovered earlier, injuries are excuses, and if you ever bring up an injury to describe someone's lack of form or lack of consistency, that is an excuse. Can you please no injury talk, please? We don't want to hear it. They're excuses. That's what you man said earlier. So can we just there's no no. He's automatically a scrub. Why are you making excuses? Right to the court with the free kick. Eze. Submendi flicked in. It's bouncing around everywhere. Saka, Adingra nearly makes a foul on him. Saka again. It might have to be a corner situation, you know. Big man thing. Trossard. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. What a goal. What a strike. A man was saying, why didn't we sell him? A man was telling me, why didn't we sell him? He's scored bare, he's got bare goals and assists for us this season. Why would you say, why didn't you sell him? Do you know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? And also, for the man them, that are like AT and other people that are the resident haters, that is 2 open play goals, by the way. 2 open play goals. 2. Now let's not take our tops off and do the Richarlison thing, because there's still 20 minutes to play. There's still 20 minutes to play. Do you know what I'm saying? So Sunderland still chill out. Yeah, no, true. What do you mean? Sunderland still. What do you mean? All right, Samson, let me ask you a question. Because people do this every week when I celebrate goals. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't care if Arsenal score against Bournemouth in pre-season. I'm going to celebrate when my team score. So can you man write me a list of the teams that I'm allowed to celebrate against? Because when I celebrated against City, it was like, well, you're not going to win the league anyway. And when I celebrated against Leeds, it was only Leeds. And when I celebrate against Sunderland, well, it's only Sunderland. So who can I, when I celebrate against Atletico Madrid, oh, it's not the same Atletico Madrid. They're not that good anymore. Can you write me a list of teams in the chat that I have you man's permission to celebrate against? When am I allowed to celebrate goals? You lot tell me. Do you know what I'm saying? No, but it don't matter, bro. It don't matter. Is that not a foul? He's given the foul against Eze. This ref is on budge. This ref is on budge. Nana, Leo, big Leo. You were telling us Martinelli would have come on for this, bruh. He would have. Late on in the game, Martinelli, when it's tired legs and Sunderland are pushing up, Martinelli, because like I said, we've been going long, and is that not a foul? Is that not Ballard fouling Eze? How's he given that against Eze? Sunderland are a good team, but you can celebrate whenever. I'll credit your prediction if it stays like this. Blood, we got 15 minutes left. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's Samson. That's facts. He don't look like a good player, but if we win the league at the end of the season, those goals that he scored is all going to be part of it. It's all part of it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all the building blocks to be part of it. Man, celebrate goals. That's what I've been at the Emirates Stadium when the season's done and we're not winning nothing. We're not winning nothing. We're not winning anything. The season's done. We're out of the cups. And still, when I scored against when we scored 5-1 against Huddersfield, I was like, yeah, we scored. Man, celebrate goals, innit? That's what it is, bro. Like, I don't know when man started watching football. Man don't just only celebrate a goal if it's in the Champions League final or whatever. Man enjoy watching football. I celebrate on a Monday night when I score goals. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's injured as well. Obviously, no excuses, but he is injured. Gyökeres is injured. Havertz is injured. Jesus is injured. Madueke is injured. Martinelli is injured. Erdegaard is injured. Do you know what I'm saying? That is 6. I was talking about in reference to me saying you should sell Trossard. You said Gyökeres. Oh, okay. I get you. 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 Like you know what it is, yeah. Nick, save our energy. This chat is looking like a hashtag unsuccessful hate watch, especially for AT. AT is actually our good luck charm, bro. As long as AT is here, we're winning, bro. That's what it is. Oof. Another free kick for Sunderland's. Calafiori swung his foot at that ball and missed the ball completely, you know. AT, if we get to the Champions League final, yeah, or we play Champions League game at Arsenal, yeah, I'm gonna buy us tickets, bro. Let's roll, bro. Let's roll, man. When days are gone, bro. We're talking in the past. We're talking in the past, bro. Live in the now. Here comes Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka is like, you ain't going anywhere. Oh, man. I wish I could win Europa conferences and Club World Cups. Cool. Cross comes in. It's a dangerous cross. Marino does well. And Timber does really well. Timber does really well. Isn't that an Arsenal throw? All right, we've got a little while left. We've got a little while left. Because Sunderland are going for it. And this is where AT, no banter. If we didn't have the injuries, no banter. Like, this is where Sunderland are pushing a lot of players up right now. This is where we'd have Martinelli. And he would just dead that last hammer blow. Or is it off the post? Is that a save or is that off the post? That's a save. Oh my God. What a save. I need to see that again. It comes off Ballard's elbow. David Raya flaps at it. What a save that is. And then they go for the shot. He does. Oh, David Raya, that's insane. And it is offside. He's offside, to be fair. Brobby's offside. Sunderland has good attacking players. I don't know why they started defending from half time. I don't know if they did start defending from half time. Start defending. After they scored their goal, they were all camped in their box. They were defending from before. Move the ball. Let's move the ball nice and quick. It's a good little play from Trossard, Rice, Calafiori, and now the ref's going to stop it for an injury. It's going to leave that comment there. Samson, let's not talk about it. It's only the 8th of November. We're not allowed to talk about the table. If you start talking about the table, man start getting upset and saying, oh, it's only November. We're not supposed to talk about the table. We're not supposed to talk about it. We should never talk about anything until it's happened. I'm going to start doing watch-alongs and just be silent. Now, I'm not talking about you. I'm not saying you. I'm saying other people will get upset if we talk about the table, or if you state a fact. Man will just get upset. So we're not allowed to talk about it. You have to just do watch-alongs and be silent, and not discuss anything. Can't talk about the table. Can't talk about injuries. We can't talk about anything. We just have to just let's not talk about it. No, they can't. Things can't be said with context. No, no. Even Trossard's goal. No, let's not talk about the game's not finished. Let's not celebrate the game. It's not finished yet. So we're not going to win the league anyway. So doesn't matter. You know. Amad Diallo, when did you start supporting Manchester United? Because I know you're young. When did you start supporting Manchester United? And don't give me a year. I want the season. What season? What manager? Who was your top goal scorer? What season did you start watching Manchester United? And what season did you become a Manchester United football fan? That's what I want to know. The game's a little bit expansive. Sunderland's still pressing. It was a great save from David Raya, to be fair. Robbie was offside, but obviously he didn't know that. The game is still quite open, in my opinion. Rice has just got to find Trossard. Rice has not been amazing today, but he's been key in moments. And that was a poor moment from Rice just there. The player was off injured. He's come back on the pitch injured, and Rice was unaware that he came back on the pitch injured. And then he's tackled him. That's poor from Declan Rice. But the game is still very much alive. That is poor from Rice. I'm just realizing Arsenal haven't made any subs at all, have they? It's a great cross. David Raya, big save. David Raya, big save. That's a great cross. Huge save from David Raya. Yeah, he's cold. Cold. AT, give us your prediction as well. Any Chelsea fans in the chat, give us your prediction for the game tonight as well, because Chelsea's playing. Whatever the result is that game, well, I say whatever the result. If you lot lose, just know we're going to be talking about that as well later. And how many minutes of added time are we going to have this game? I reckon it's going to be a good like 5-6 minutes of added time. No substitutions whatsoever so far for Arsenal, even 85 minutes into the game. Sunderland still pressing. Great turn from Timber. 3-2 Chelsea. So you think you're going to concede 2 goals against Wolves? I hear it. They look for a cross into the box. Saliba does well. What is that pass? Arsenal now, just in my opinion, inviting too much pressure. Eze went wide. Saka and Marino didn't make any angle for him, so he had to just kick it forwards. And then the pressure comes straight back. It's another substitution. Now on comes Mosquera. I'm wondering if this is going to be an attacking player that makes way for Mosquera. Is it Eze off? The first change comes 87 minutes in. Sunderland's bench is stacked. It is, bro. That's what I said. When I saw the changes before, I said, yo, it is Eze off, Mosquera on. F Texas said he thinks about 4 minutes of stoppage time. So we've got a while to play yet. There's still 7, 8 minutes left of football. Mosquera's the new Rob Holding, blood. Good tackle from Saka. Rice is going. Can Saka find him? Saka go. Can Saka still go? Can Saka still go? Does he go for the attack? Does he go corner flag? He's got 2 or 3 on him. He's dispossessed. They doubled up on him. Xhaka has been revolutionary for Sunderland. Yes and no. I mean, he's been good, but getting promoted from the Championship is an extremely difficult thing to do. So they were already a good side before that, but Xhaka has been good for them, 100%. I'm surprised he's been able to stay on the pitch. He just looks angry all the time. He always just looks like he could just get into a row at any point. Sunderland keeper goes long. Good head from Timber. And again, Ronaldo with more fouls. This Ronaldo guy is just always fouling. There's just so many fouls. Rice goes for the long one over the keeper. All right, dips as well, but it wasn't on target, bro. If that dipped in, what a goal that would have been. What a goal that would have been if that went in. Oh my word. Yeah, the wind just carries that wide. 7 added. 7 minutes added. See, I thought there'd be some time. And this Renildo guy's gonna dive and try and buy some time. This guy's pathetic, bro. He's annoying me so much. He plays like an Atletico Madrid type of player. or like he's definitely an Atletico Madrid type of player. Um, about 2 o'clock, around about 2 o'clock, we're gonna go live. Around about two. Samson's trying to jinx us with this discussing our win. I mean, well fought win. To be fair, you've got more depth. You've got way more depth than last season. I just think City's team this year is too good. I still think Arsenal's missing something. I think the thing with City's team is good, but it's Haaland, bro. It's Haaland. Like the guy is just inevitable. You just can't stop him. Like it's so difficult to stop him, and the amount of resources you have to put towards stopping him means that other players are going to be free to score goals. He's such a difficult player to deal with. He's just world class. He's unbelievable, honestly. I think for me, Haaland is the biggest differentiator. And again, not making excuses, but when you say Arsenal is currently missing something, we have 6 or 7 players out injured. Our whole attack, not our whole attack, our starting attack is starting, but we have a lot of attackers out injured. Sunderland coming forwards, they don't think it's over. Cross goes in the box. It's well dealt with by Calafiori. Rice, that's lovely. Rice hasn't played the best, but he's put in an unbelievable shift. He's put in a real shift. Last few minutes, can we grind this out? This would be a huge win for Arsenal. Another cross in the box. Rice. We look dead on our feet. I'm not gonna lie, man. I look tired. Oh, it's in. It's in. There we go. 2-2. I said it. I said it. I said it's not done yet. There's a lot of time to play. It's not done. It is not done yet. It's not done, bro. See, look, I told you, Samson judged us, bro. Samson banged some judge. He tried to say, yeah, man, it's all good. Blah 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 blah, bro. Samson knew what he was doing. Yeah, congratulations, Arsenal. 6 minutes before the game's done. Am I a dickhead, blood? I knew, you know. That's why I said it. I knew. I knew. I knew. Let's have a look. Gabriel, it's poor. That's actually poor. Honestly, that to be fair, that is actually poor from Gabriel and David Raya as well. Gabriel's focused far too much on the shirt, and David Raya comes out and doesn't even try to claim the ball. That's it's just really poor. It's really poor from both. That's a sick goal though. Congrats on the 1 point. Has Samson banged some judge again, blood? Do you know what I'm saying? We've got 2 or 3 minutes left. What can we do? Sam's, yeah, facts. Yeah, bro, 100%. We did allow them, like obviously we took off Eze, but we just allowed them to put crosses in the box endlessly. There were so many crosses into the box. Can we find a winner? Saka puts a cross deep into the box. Calafiori, it's on the edge. Oh my goodness! Imagine. Oh, imagine. Oh, imagine. Ballard has played so well for them. Calafiori does really, really well. And Mikel Merino. Oh my goodness. Man said we. And Gabriel is going to throw himself at this, even if he's nowhere near it. He's going to throw himself at this corner like a madman, bruv. Back post, Trossard has come out. Oh, Rice has slipped. Oh, Rice, you are so lucky. Rice, you are so lucky. Rice nearly killed us. Rice nearly killed us. Marino is in the wars. See, this is what I'm saying. I asked you when you started supporting Man United, and your next comment was, I'm going to start supporting Sunderland now. This is what I'm saying. Man are not serious. Man United fans are so fickle. Man are not real. Man are not serious football fans. I want to know what year you started supporting Manchester United. Can we get one last attack? Can we get one last attack? Rice, come on. Not sideways. Not sideways, my brother. I don't know. I don't know. I just, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Full time. 2-2. Michael. Who's Michael? Yeah, you man all put the jinx on Arteta today, bro. Yeah. Match reaction, Arsenal 2. Well, Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2. And you know what? It's frustrating. I'm frustrated. The Arsenal fans are all frustrated. Mac's frustrated. Everyone's frustrated. But I will say, on form, I know it's November. People are going to say, oh, you know, Arsenal, blah, 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 blah. On form, Sunderland at home are a really, really difficult place to go. Man United beat them at their ground, but they're a difficult. Are they? Have they lost? I don't think they've lost at home. I'm looking at their results now. They beat Brentford at home. They drew to Villa at home. They beat Wolves at home. They drew to Everton and they drew at against Arsenal. They actually haven't lost a game at home. To be fair, it's a difficult season to go to. It's a difficult ground to go to. So this idea that it's like a bottling or anything like that, I personally don't subscribe to that. Nick wasn't mentioned the home form before the game, yeah, but now it's after the game. Do you know what I'm saying? But no, before the game, I said I think we win 2-1. We won. We drew 2-2. It's rare for us to concede 2 goals. I actually think that our defense wasn't amazing today, if I'm honest. DJ's fuming. I'm slightly less fuming, but I really feel like because the defense has been so strong and so resolute, it's really surprising to me today that they conceded 2 goals and 2 goals that are very much the kind of goals you'd expect Arsenal not to concede. Crosses into the box and different things like that. Arteta, you know, in hindsight, maybe he made a mistake in taking off Eze and bringing on Mosquera, because when we brought on Mosquera to defend the crosses that are coming into the box, but if you've got people that can go and press, then we're not going to allow the crosses into the box in the first place. And maybe that's where we're going wrong. And that's exactly why when I have these debates with Man United fans or Shane or whoever, and they say, if Arsenal were really that great, just let teams attack you. I'm like, well, obviously not. As much as our defense is great, we still don't want people crossing into the box. We still don't want people shooting on target. We want to shut that down as much as possible. And we weren't able to do that today. Samson said, if Manchester United beat them, so should you. It's horses for courses. It's two different things. This is Sunderland at home. Their home form is fantastic. Man United beat Sunderland 2-0. That's true, but they beat them at Old Trafford. I have no doubt that we beat Sunderland at the Emirates Stadium. If Sunderland do that at the Emirates Stadium, I think we're having a different conversation. Um, this is this is this is them at their ground. Do you know what I mean? They've got the fans behind them. It's a difficult place to go. Ahmad said the frustration is what kind of mentality they have after international break. They don't need to capitulate. I don't think this is enough to capitulate, to be honest with you. We went 1-0 down, came back 2-2, and they scored a late one, and it happens. We lost to Liverpool with a late free kick that was almost unstoppable, and we didn't capitulate after that. We went on a really good run after that of winning games, and I think that we can do the same thing here. Do you know what I mean? We can take this and go into a very, very good run of games. Now, coming back from international break, we've got Chelsea, we've got Spurs, we've got Bayern. They're going to be big tests, but we have a lot of attackers out, and it's not an excuse, it's just a statement of fact. In terms of the reason I'm bringing it up is because I don't want to run Trossard, Marino, Saka into the ground with no cover. We have Martinelli, Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Madueke, Erdegaard, 6 attackers all out at the moment. And we need these guys back. So hopefully the international break goes some way towards their rehabilitation. So when we come back, hopefully we have more pieces to play with. DJ said, do you think we missed Gyok 14? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not today. We didn't, because we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough to put crosses into the box. You know, if we're being honest, the first half was poor. The first half of the game was really poor from an Arsenal perspective. You know, we were not shooting, we were not moving the ball quick enough, we were not moving positionally enough, we were not fluid enough, and it was very, very static. We allowed them to just camp into the box, and we weren't able to break that down. We were able to break it down for a spell in the early part of the second half, but yeah, we didn't do enough. There were no chances that we created in this game that I look at and think, oh, if Gyökeres was there, we score that. So I don't think that we missed him. Michael Perkins said, now just wait till March when the pressure ramps up and see if you man still want to be there. But again, come March, we should have a lot of different profiles of players back. At the moment, we have Marino, we've got no Gyökeres, we've got no Jesus, we've got no Havertz. We don't have players to play in that 9 position. I think if Jesus is back, this is a game Jesus could have had an impact in. Late on, when Sunderland were pushing up and starting to put their attacks together, it would have been perfect for Martinelli to come on. We've seen it, and it's not just me making stuff up. We've seen it 2 or 3 times this season where Trossard starts, Martinelli comes off the bench late on and runs against tired legs, gets in behind and goes and gets himself a goal. That is very much one of the things that we've done this season. We can't do it if Martinelli's injured. Same thing with Madueke to a lesser extent. So, you know, these things are, you know, when it comes to March and it comes to after Christmas and different things like that, these players will all be back. And I think that if we play these games with all these players back, let's be honest, Sunderland were really good today, but a lot of the stuff they did well comes from the substitutions they can bring on. We only made 1 substitution, I think, for the whole game. We were not very proactive. There weren't many opportunities. He only made 1 sub for the whole game. It was just that Eze coming off and Mosquera coming on for the last like 5 minutes. Whereas they brought on four players and changed things a lot. We didn't have the players to make those changes. That being said, that's not an excuse because we didn't do enough in the game. I will openly say we didn't do enough, especially in that first half. You know, the first part of the second half was brilliant, but it looked like any team that sat back and just tried to defend and grind out a result, it wasn't going to work. You know, we were much better off being the team on the attacking foot. And I think that we are a good attacking team. And I do think that today Mikel Arteta got it wrong by over relying on the defense and saying, right now this is what people say all the time about Arteta being too defensive. I think if we keep attacking and we go 3-1 or we potentially go 4-1, then I think that is where we could really take the game away from Sunderland. And I said it at halftime, to be fair. You can check the stream. I said we need 3 goals to win this game. Remember that at halftime? I said 1-1 isn't enough. It doesn't win us the game. 2-1 does not win us this game. We need 3 goals in the second half because 2 goals will not win us this game. And in the end, I was right because we went up 2-1 and they came back 2-2 because I just knew it. I just knew it. Do you know what I'm saying? So everyone will get injuries. It's about Arteta and these fit players proving when it gets tough, they can pull through. That doesn't make any sense. We obviously we're not going to play the entire season with only Saka, Marino, and Trossard. So it's not about you're changing 2 different things. When we're talking about this game, it's about Saka, Trossard, Marino. You guys are the guys that played. You have to get the goals. That I agree with. But your last comment was about March. March is 4 months from now. When March comes, we should have more players back. If we play the whole season all the way to March with just Trossard, Saka, and Marino, of course we can't win the league. Nobody can. We will need the squad. We have a squad of 20 odd players. We need to use those players when the time comes. Do you know what I mean? And there's a good shout from Samson to say maybe Arteta should have used Ranieri. Do you know what I mean? Just for something different. But Arteta's mistake was to go and be defensive and think I can grind out this Sunderland team when you can't. I don't think so. And that's literally why I said at half time, we need 3 goals in the second half. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. Sunderland, their ground, the Stadium of Light, has been a difficult place to go this season. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I don't think they haven't lost a game at home all season. Granted, Arsenal are at the top of the table at the moment, and you would expect Arsenal to do better than, other teams, but no one in the Premier League has beat them at home. So it is a difficult place to go. And that one is out of the way now. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm going to be live for the game tomorrow, and I'm just going to have a quick look on how that sets up the Premier League and what the table now looks like. Arsenal on 26 points, Man City on 19. So all eyes and Sunderland on 19 as well. All eyes are on the Liverpool Man City game tomorrow, which I'm going to be live for because we need Man City to drop points, and I'm not confident that they even will. But we need Man City to drop points badly. Do you know what I'm saying? So, March in theory they should all be back, but then there's a good chance that somebody else is injured. Yeah, of course. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Other people will be injured. Maybe a defender will be injured. Other people will be injured. But I'm just talking about the game as it is today. These players have played Saka's played the full 90 for the last 2 or 3 games, when really we can see he could do with some rotation. He's now going to go away of England and potentially play 2 England games when he should really be rested. Do you know what I mean? Similar with Rice, massive 2 points missed, to be honest. I agree. It is huge. It's a huge deal. If we pick up those extra 2 points, we're on 28 points even, and we're starting to really pull clear. Man City, we know, are at their best in the second half of the season. Man City, that's their game. Do you know what I mean? They're like a 400-meter runner. The last 10, 15 games, the last 10 games of the season especially, is where they turn up. And the last 10 games of the season is traditionally where we're not so good. So we need to change 2 things. We need to be better in the last 10 games of the season, but we also need to have as much of a gap as possible before everything starts clicking for them. Do you know what I mean? Because it will happen, and it looks like Haaland is almost unstoppable. So I'm going to watch this Chelsea game and sort out some food. I'm going to be live tomorrow for Liverpool versus City, and we're live for Lubin versus Ortiz, 2:00 in the morning. So I need to go sort out some food. It's going to be a long night streaming, bringing you man the entertainment. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are on the way to 5K. We're at 2.5K. We're over 2.5K. So we're over halfway there. Do you know what I'm saying? And we're on the road to 5K. That's the first main big goal that you want to hit. So like the video, subscribe. Man, I'm out. Peace and love every time. You already know what it is. Successful hate along watch. The first successful hate along watch for the man them this season. And we'll be back, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I say, the last time we dropped points, we put on a run. We dropped points this time. We'll put on another run. I'm confident. I'll see you, man. See you, man, in the morning, in the early morning, blood. Peace.